Am I the asshole for telling my dying son his dad is leaving me? I, 53 female, have a son, 26 male, with my soon-to-be ex-husband, 50 male. My dear son has a terminal illness and has transitioned from palliative care to hospice care. Needless to say, we're all devastated and have been hiding our separation from him. Unfortunately, the pressure of caring for our son and manipulation from a neighbor led me to a one night of indiscretion, and now my husband wants a divorce. He told me he wouldn't file until after our son passes away, and I was appreciative about this at first. But now I'm rethinking this and told him if he's not man enough to fight for the best thing that's ever happened to him, then I would tell our son that his dad is leaving me. My husband and our entire extended family are lining up and begging me not to do it. They said this news would devastate him in his final weeks and he doesn't have to find out. But it doesn't feel right to lie to him. He's a young man who should be treated with dignity while he's here. He deserves the truth and to know that his dad is giving up on our family. He doesn't need to be lied to and coddled like a child. I've already made up my mind, and that unless my husband agrees to counseling and to not file for divorce by tomorrow, I'm telling our son the truth so we can all have closure. It's his family too, and he should know that his dad is about to rip it apart.
Where is the accountability here?
There is none.
None.
There is absolutely none.
This is a narcissist, right? I mean, this sounds like a very narcissistic thing to do. I
know, and we really have tried not to throw that around. Like, we really evaluated how much we were saying it. Like, we try not to throw that around, but like this is...
I haven't said that word in a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've tried. We've really like not like said it. And I think you are potentially right. Like, there is no insight into anyone but herself. Like, he's willing to throw away the best thing that's ever happened to him. He's not willing to fight for us. Ma'am, you had an affair.
Well, exactly. And then the wording of all of that is what makes me think the word narcissist. And it's because if she were to be like, honestly, I want my son to know the truth. And she did say that, but I want to be as straight up and honest. I don't feel like we should need to hide things from each other anymore. He's an adult. Like, I don't want to feel like he's a little child and blah, blah, blah. He would appreciate it. I know that he would. Then that's coming from a good place. But the fact that she's just like, giving this threat to her husband and she's like, if you're going to rip apart our family, I'm going to tell our son. Like, and it's just like that. Yeah, that's pretty cold. That's pretty cold.
It's bad. I mean, he's terminal. When you transition from palliative care to hospice is end of life care. You only get like pain management in hospice. And essentially it's like, they're assisting you on your way out of this world in a manner with dignity. You're not suffering. They don't want you in pain. You're total care typically, or you're very just not in a good spot. And so for him to be in hospice, I mean, this is the end for him.
Well, and I think that the other thing too is that, was narcissist a bad thing to say?
I think narcissism, like, I think people just want to not have narcissism so stigmatized. I think that's like a lot of what I've like come across and like feedback. I think people just want to make sure like that you're not giving... One, you're not calling everyone a narcissist. Not everyone is a narcissist. Another thing is like a lot of people say like, oh, it's actually really rare to be a narcissist. And it's like, yeah, but also narcissism is really underdiagnosed. So I think it's just like, yeah, there are some people that are truly narcissists. Like, you mentioned a TikTok about this guy who's a narcissist and like openly talks about his experience with narcissism, and like he's shedding like a different perspective on it, which I love.
He's great.
His TikTok's amazing.
Do you remember his name?
No. He's a black gentleman, and like, we'll have to find it after the show. But I think people just don't want it to be like every story, like, oh, it's narcissist. Oh, it's narcissist.
No, and that makes a lot of sense. I was also just like talking to somebody about, so with narcissism too, there's a scale. All of us have narcissistic tendencies. Like, all of us do. It's
Every
just,
one of us.
Yeah, it just depends on how manageable it is. And I mean, that's like that with a lot of mental health type situations.
Absolutely.
So it's like, it's actually healthy to have some narcissistic tendencies, because that's basically like the root of it is like thinking about yourself, which we need to do. But once it gets like so unmanageable that and that's why I'm saying this guy that I follow on TikTok who is a narcissist, he's so great. He like, at least, I mean, I don't know, I've been like, interviewed him specifically, but all of his TikToks, he just gives so much knowledge and sheds so much light onto narcissism.
Yeah, really cool videos.
Yeah. And I don't know. This is one situation, one story. She might be freaking out because she's in love with her husband and she is in a horrible place right now. Her son is dying. Like that is, I can't even imagine going through that as a mother. That is so incredibly painful. So, I mean, this is just one story. It doesn't mean that she's a narcissist, but the way that she wrote it sounded very cold and not really thinking about the other people is how it came off.
I definitely agree with that. I think a big part of it too is the accountability aspect, where she doesn't say, taking care of my son has been really draining on me, and so I had an affair.
She did say that.
She words it like this.
In the very beginning. But then she brings it back to the husband.
So let me just read it so we can like have it. Unfortunately, the pressure of caring for our son and manipulation from a neighbor led me to a night of indiscretion.
Yeah.
Why is the neighbor's manipulation? What was going on there?
Right.
Just be accountable. Like,
yeah,
taking care of your son is a lot. Like, people can understand that, but like, it's still you. You still chose to do that. It's not, those aren't the two sole reasons. You're blaming your son and him being sick and a neighbor for your affair versus being like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
It was me.
I agree.
I fucked up.
I agree. And again, I can't imagine how hard of a place she is in, but the way she writes this sounds very lack of accountability.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's just really sad
and
too.
Lack of guilt too. And that was one of the things that I was talking about with the TikTok. Like the guy, he was saying, he's like, I thought that I felt guilt because I did initially, but then I quickly reverted back to pushing all of the issues onto other people. So it was,
which is this one.
Yeah.
Which is literally this story.
Right.
Wow. That's so crazy how much that TikTok, we literally were just talking about it last night.
Yeah.
Like without even this context. That's so crazy. Yeah, I completely agree. It just seems off. And I think my mom does like so much to protect me and shield me from things. And so your son is dying. He's 26. Just shit draw of cards. And you're using this excuse as like he deserves dignity and to know. What is that going to change? What is that going to change? That's going to make him even more miserable and more sad.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that where he's at right now, your state of mind can change a lot. Like I've talked about my uncle, and all the doctors said that he was going to pass away from cancer when I was in 5th grade, and he is still alive today. And he kept on saying like, I'm going to beat this cancer, even though the percentage is extremely low. But he had and obviously, I mean, everyone like views this differently, but like we view him beating cancer so much to his mindset.
Yeah.
He was constantly filling himself with positivity around him, with the people, like the things he would say, the things he would think, just constantly. And I mean, whatever you believe, but we really feel like that got him through it.
Absolutely.
So it's like stuff like this, just, yes, it sounds like your son is terminal, but it sounds like, why would you not at least try to put as much positivity in his life as possible right now?
Absolutely. Why make his life any harder than it needs to be? And like, this is no one's fault but your own. Like, so trying to be like, my husband is throwing away. My husband is not going to fight for the best thing that ever happened to us. Where were you fighting for the best thing that's ever happened to you when you decided to fall on someone else's penis?
Well, and the fact that she's using it as a threat too. Like,
what is a threat going to get you? This is manipulation.
Yeah, exactly. She's manipulating her husband to not file for divorce. Otherwise, she's going to tell the son because she knows the husband doesn't want that.
Yeah. She's using her husband's love for his son against him.
Exactly.
And I hope, honestly, if he's got this shouldn't be the case. Like, I hope this woman like wakes up and realizes like this is wrong. But honestly, fake it, buddy. Just fake it for a couple weeks. Yeah. Then like drop her on her ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this was me in this situation, it's so tough. But like, I get where like the family, everyone's going nuts, begging her to like not tell him, because what a terrible thing to find out weeks, or when you're in such a terrible position, weeks, away from death or whatever, his illness.
It's just, and it's
duration is,
and who knows, they both might not be themselves right now. Like it's
no
I can't
chance.
even imagine. Well, yeah, exactly. I can't even imagine how incredibly difficult.
Yeah. So they do have an edit. I'm tired. No one is being fair to me, and I'm just too exhausted to try and reason with the vocal minority. So I'm accepting the judgment of the majority, the silent majority, who voted not the asshole but didn't post. I want to thank all of them for being by my side. To the rest of you, I forgive you for your abuse and hope the mods don't ban you all.
Wait a minute. So everyone else thought that she was doing the right thing?
So the original post on this was posted 2 months ago. It was removed by the moderators. Her account is suspended, no comments, no updates, nothing like that. And so the top comment, they're like on Am I the Buttface? There's not like a vote on this one. It's just like they give it a serious marking to show it's a serious post. And the top comment is, have you lost your mind? Why would you tell your son that? And why do you think you're the best thing that happened to anyone when all you are is a cheater that'll manipulate your dying child to try to get your husband to stay? Don't you dare upset your child. He is dying and doesn't need your abuse. But if you tell him, just know that he'll die knowing his mom is a cheater and disloyal.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whew. That was, whew.
I think OP did respond, but it was removed by a moderator. And I can't tell you what it was, but people were not happy with it.
Okay, so sorry. So the end result, people were mostly agreeing with what we're saying then?
Yeah, I don't know what delusional land she was living in. Like everyone on this post is like, yeah, you suck. You fucked up. You're pissed your husband won't fight for you after you fucked up, and you're now using your dying son as a manipulation tactic. You might be the biggest asshole I've ever seen. How are you so broken that you don't see how disgusting your behavior is? It's just like a lot of people calling out the manipulation.
And what's funny too is what you said, that she was like, what did she say? I forgive you guys, or I to all the people. What can you read that again?
I want to thank all of them for being on my side. First of all, she said the silent majority who voted not the asshole but didn't post. Do you have magical fairies talking to you? Is there something I don't know about here? I want to thank all of them for being by my side. To the rest of you, I forgive you and your abuse and hope the mods don't ban you all. So someone goes, like, they quote tweet, I'm accepting the judgment of the majority, the silent majority who voted not the asshole, but didn't post. I want to thank you all for being by my side. And someone goes, praying this is a troll post or you are the biggest narcissist I've ever encountered. Imagine using your dying son as leverage to blackmail your husband not to divorce you and somehow thinking you aren't in the wrong. Obviously, you're the asshole.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
That one's a bad one.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
And it sucks. Like, you're never going to get an update from someone like that. Because, like, this was 2 months ago. And, like, by the sounds of it, her son was not well. But, like, you're not ever going to get an update from someone like that.
That's rough.
It is shitty.